Welcome, ambitious professionals, to this interactive masterclass explainer. We're setting a really energetic tone today because, honestly, we're here to unlock the secret sauce for your career acceleration. If you are totally done waiting around for that promotion and you want to start taking control of your trajectory, well, you're in exactly the right place. Okay, let's dive into this. The research we're looking at boils all this down to exactly 8 essential soft skills. Just 8. These are the defining traits that cut across literally almost every professional situation. They're the exact things that separate the promotable top performers from, well, everyone else. Here's our itinerary for today. We're going to start with the hard truth. Then we'll cover 3 core modules: core communication, action drivers, and the adapters, before wrapping the whole thing up with your personal action plan. All right, segment 1, the hard truth of corporate advancement. So, on one side of the equation, we have hard skills. These are your job-specific technical abilities, right? Like if you're a software developer, it's your actual ability to program. If you're an accountant, it's literally doing your client's taxes. They are your baseline technical expectations. But on the other side, we have soft skills. This is your general ability to work well with others and build relationships. Listen, soft skills are your secret multiplier. The status quo employee relies entirely on hard skills, but the highly promotable young professional, they master relationships. Check out this really powerful insight from the research. Quote, "Most of my clients are smart, they're competent, but they have underdeveloped soft skills and it's holding them back." This is hands down the most common roadblock for even the absolute smartest young professionals out there. I mean, you can be the most technically gifted person in the room, but if your soft skills are lacking, your advancement is going to hit a brick wall. Which brings us to Module 1, Core Communication. Time for a quick, interactive breakout. I want you to ask yourself, do you need a title to be a leader? Really think about that for a second. The standard old-school corporate mindset says, yes, you absolutely need permission. But the reality for ambitious professionals like us, absolutely not. No way. To understand why, let's unpack the core 3 skills that form the foundation of this first module. We've got leadership, communication, and interpersonal skills. Let's look at a real-world case study, the non-titled leader. This was a young individual contributor who got promoted. And why? Because he successfully guided his group from point A to point B long before he ever received the actual title of supervisor. And this brilliantly illustrates something absolutely crucial. Leadership is about building consensus, engaging everybody, and inspiring vision. Management is just about maintaining the status quo. But leadership, that's a dynamic action you can take right now, title or not. Building directly on leadership, we have communication. Now, this breaks down into 2 parts. First, verbal communication. We're talking about writing clearly organized emails, giving really concise meeting updates, and using persuasive storytelling to, say, get projects funded. And by the way, advanced skills like stand-up public speaking, that can rapidly accelerate your career. But then there's the nonverbal side. Are you giving off a supportive vibe? Are you maintaining good eye contact, showing positive facial expressions and body language? Which brings us to the eye-rolling coworker case study. So this guy had great technical skills, but his nonverbals were just terrible. He'd roll his eyes, shake his head, make faces whenever he disagreed. It dragged the entire team down to the point where his boss actually had to formally intervene. It completely stalled his advancement. The big takeaway here, you are constantly creating impressions without ever saying a single word. The third skill in this module is interpersonal skills, what we often call people skills. This involves active listening, which means actually paying close attention and signaling to others that you're tracking with them. It's about building rapport with light humor and genuine empathy. It also requires this delicate balance of communicating assertively, saying what you mean, but doing it diplomatically so you never come across as aggressive or hostile. And crucially, it's about giving and accepting criticism with total composure and maturity. Moving right along to Module 2, Action Drivers. The 3 action driver skills you really need to master are work ethic, teamwork, and problem solving. These are the specific traits employers desperately look for when they're trying to build high-functioning teams and, frankly, completely avoid having to micromanage their staff. Let's zero in on work ethic. In the corporate world, work ethic basically equals no micromanagement. It's defined by your internal drive, your dependability, meeting your deadlines, taking initiative, and having strong self-direction. So the crucial point is, when employers ask for references and check on your time management, what they're really asking is, can I count on this person without having to constantly check in on them? Consider this quote about a highly successful former supervisor. She came up out of her silo, and she learned how to talk to everybody. This is huge. She mastered teamwork by dropping all her specific jargon and collaborating cooperatively with a really diverse group of stakeholders across different departments. She didn't just stay in her own individualistic lane, right? She embraced a collective view of the team and the entire effort. All right, our sixth soft skill is problem solving. Consider the case study of a behind-the-scenes TV producer. His entire job is facing constant obstacles. Literally, there's never enough money, never enough help, and unforeseen issues are just popping up all day. Yet he systematically finds ways to move forward. Problem solving isn't just doing what you feel like doing in the moment. It requires actual critical thinking, logical reasoning, research, and true resourcefulness to make informed decisions that actually work. Okay, Module 3, the adapters. Navigating an unpredictable corporate environment hinges on these final two crucial skills: flexibility and adaptability, and conflict management. First, let's talk about the inflexible worker. We all know one. This is the client or coworker who gets an idea in their head, protects it fiercely, shoots down everyone else's suggestions, and just stays stubbornly stuck in their own mental boxes. Now contrast that with the ideal adaptable worker. This professional is trainable, they're open to change, and they just roll with ambiguity. And most importantly, even under tight deadlines and intense pressure, they're still described as someone who is incredibly easy to work with. And that brings us to skill number 8, conflict management. The definition here is key. It's the ability to not create conflict in the first place, avoiding a competitive win-lose philosophy. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it reframes conflict management completely. The absolute best strategy is simply not bringing personal drama into the workplace. People who need someone else to lose in order for them to win, they are a nightmare to collaborate with. Instead, a true leader takes a win-win approach. They act as the more mature person who actively looks for common ground and satisfactory outcomes for everybody involved. Finally, your personal action plan. Let's evaluate where you stand today. I want to leave you with this direct, pretty provocative question right from our source material. Which of these top 8 soft skills you need the most work on personally? Is it speaking up and demonstrating leadership without a title? Or maybe it's fixing your nonverbal cues so you stop accidentally dragging the room down? Or perhaps learning to collaborate outside of your own isolated silo? I challenge you to immediately reflect on your weak spots today and seek out the training you need to turn them into strengths. These soft skills are your ultimate career accelerator as a young professional, so get to work on them. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we will definitely catch you next time.